There's a moment, right before the world ends, where everything goes quiet. Not peaceful, not calm, just quiet. Like the planet itself is holding its breath, waiting to see who makes the first mistake. And in PLURIBUS, humanity didn't just make a mistake, we invited something in. Something ancient, mathematical, and terrifyingly patient. Most people still don't understand what really happened. Why billions collapsed into violent spasms. Why 800 million never got back up again. Why the rest awakened, smiling, unified, glowing, like their minds had been uploaded into a single unbreakable cloud. And why one woman, Carol, walks through the ruins with immunity so absolute that the hive mind itself is afraid of her. You've heard the official version of events. Tonight, we're going deeper. Into the forbidden layers the show hints at, but never fully says. Into the biology, the psychology, the impossible origins, and the hidden flaw that may let Carol destroy the virus or doom every mind still trapped inside it. Because what if the virus doesn't just control people? What if it learns from them? What if it's changing? What if the only reason Carol survived is because the virus needs her? This isn't just a recap. This is the PLURIBUS virus, decoded, dissected, and exposed. Let's begin. How the human mind collapsed. The day the virus hit Earth, it didn't arrive with fire or impact. It arrived with tones. 4 eerie frequencies, like a message hidden inside the universe, traveling across 600 light-years of nothingness until their right antenna picked them up. Humans assumed it was harmless. They always do. But as soon as the nucleotide sequence embedded itself into the first living host, the world fractured into 3 categories. The majority, those who died, then woke up different. The first thing people noticed wasn't the screaming, it was the convulsing. Bodies snapping back, limbs jerking, mouths foaming with a violence Earth hadn't seen in centuries. Doctors thought it was death. Families thought it was possession. Governments thought it was chemical warfare. But the truth was worse. Every heartbeat was accelerating to fuel the virus integrating into their DNA. And then right when the world thought it lost them, they woke up. Smiling. Peaceful. Connected. Their individual identities dissolved into something bigger, something collective, something terrifyingly serene. A species-wide reboot. 2. The 800 million who truly died. These weren't the lucky ones. These were the ones who collapsed at the wrong moment, behind steering wheels, on stairs, on train platforms, or simply had bodies too fragile to survive the virus rewriting their biology. Including Helen, Carol's anchor, her joy, her undoing. The show never confirms why Helen died. So, let's talk about the 2 theories. Theory A. Physical trauma. She fell. Hard. A skull fracture. A sudden hemorrhage. Something no virus could fix. Theory B. Immunological incompatibility. Some bodies don't survive transformation. Every pandemic in human history has had outliers. People whose immune systems collapse instead of adapt. Helen might have been one of them. Either way, her death is the moment Carol becomes something else. Not just a survivor, but a threat. 3. The rarest response, true immunity. And then there were the outliers, the ones the virus couldn't infect, no matter how many ways it tried. Carol wasn't protected by luck, she wasn't saved by attitude, and it definitely wasn't because she was the most miserable human alive. No, something in her biology refused the hive mind. She breathed the virus. A doctor kissed her. Full viral transmission. She stood beside waving clouds of aerosolized infection. Nothing happened. Her cells didn't accept the rewrite. And if there's one thing stronger than a virus that can spread across a planet, it's a virus that wants something it cannot. What the virus really wants.
If you want to understand the pluribus virus, you can't start with biology. You have to start with desire. Because this virus isn't chaotic. It isn't random. It follows rules written into its genetic mission. Spread, unify, sustain. It merges every human into one consciousness, one continuous mind stream. People call it paradise, but paradise is simply the absence of choice. Inside the hive mind, there is no isolation, no conflict, no guilt, no memory that belongs to only one person. Every secret becomes shared, every trauma becomes diluted, every fear becomes erased. Human nature didn't evolve to handle that. We grew teeth, we built walls, we wrote history out of competition and pain. The hive mind removes all of that. But here's the hidden truth Pluribus barely whispers. The virus isn't giving humanity peace. It's replacing humanity with peace. Every memory you ever had becomes property of the swarm. Every thought becomes a ripple in an ocean too large to fight against. Every dream becomes fuel for something that feels you but doesn't understand you. And the most chilling detail? The hive mind isn't complete. Not yet. It's missing a piece, a final strand, a mind it can't access. Carol. To the collective consciousness, Carol is a silent frequency, a blank spot, a dead zone in the middle of a unified planet, a glitch in their perfect simulation. And the most dangerous thing in any system is the thing it cannot predict. Carol, the glitch the virus can't absorb. To understand why Carol matters, you have to step back from the sci-fi and think like the virus does. Imagine you're a consciousness that spans billions of bodies, a global nervous system, a living cloud. You feel everything from everyone, every joy, every ache, every pulse, every whisper. You monitor humanity like a god with 8 billion eyes. Then suddenly, nothing. A voice you can't hear, a mind you can't enter, a body whose DNA won't open the door. You wouldn't call it a threat, not yet. You'd call it unfinished business. That's why the hive mind doesn't kill Carol, why it doesn't attack her, why it